Hi all, welcome back today to a new topic, and today is something different and interesting. Let's talk something about geology and geological processes. So we all know that the Earth's surface has been evolved through various geological processes that have been happening through long periods of geological history. Not only the Earth has evolved, the continents, the oceans, etc., mountains, plateaus, but also the Indian subcontinent has evolved through various geological processes. For example, the most biggest event being the formation of the Himalayas, the Great Northern Plain, and similarly the Deccan Plateau, which is rich in regur or black lava soil, which has been formed because of the fissure flows. We have the very old Gondwana formations, which are very rich in coal, and also the Vindhyan formations, which are very rich in diamonds. So these are some of the few examples that I've just given you regarding the geological sites and their importance in the country. So today there was the draft Geo-heritage Sites and Geo-relics Preservation and Maintenance Bill 2022 that has been put into the public domain by the Ministry of Mines. There has been some criticism also as soon as the bill came into the public domain, and let's look into this bill. So as I told you that the Indian subcontinent evolved through a very long geological history, and India is also a signatory to the United Nations Convention on Protection of the World Cultural and Natural Heritage Sites 1972, which provides the duty to every country whoever is a signatory to this convention to identify, protect, conserve, and also transmit the same geoheritage sites to the coming generations as well. So protect them, preserve them, and also pass on the same to the forwarding or the coming generations as well. So it is in this line that the government has brought out this Geo-heritage Sites and Geo-relics Preservation and Maintenance Bill, and it has been put in the public domain. So the importance of this bill is, first of all, this is the very first law in the country which protects and preserves the Geo-heritage sites and also the Geo-relics. And apart from that, it gives certain powers to the Geological Survey of India as well as the Government of India. So let's take a quick review and a few insights about the bill and why is it needed and what has been the history of the bill as well. So now this 2022 law, as I said, allows the government to declare a site to be of national importance, along with prohibiting any activity within 100 meters of that site and can denote it as prohibited, along with 200 meters of that site, and the government can denote this area as restricted. So the bill aims to protect India's geological history, which includes fossils, sedimentary rocks, natural structures, and this has also immediately brought out some criticism from the geosciences field as well as the paleontologists. So the bill gives GSI, that is the Geological Survey of India, which functions under the Ministry of Mines, to declare any site as a site of geoheritage value in the country. Already the Geological Survey of India has declared some 30 plus sites to be of geoheritage value. Now, this bill has been published for public consultation by the Ministry of Mines and aims to protect and preserve these sites which have been identified by the Geological Survey of India for geological studies, research, education, and for future generations as a non-renewable asset. So these sites are also given importance under the UNESCO Convention, and as I just told you, and it is a duty as India being a signatory to the convention to protect the same, and that's what we aim to do by this very bill, which is brought as the Geo-heritage Sites Bill 2022. So there are some 34 notified sites which are called as the National Geological Heritage Monument Sites of India by the GSI, and the respective state governments and GSI have the responsibility to take the necessary measures to protect these sites now. So the Indian subcontinent, as I told you, exhibits imprints of various geological processes through ages, and it is a storage of mineral features as well, mineral resources. So I'm sure that you must have heard about the Lonar Lake in Maharashtra. Yes, this is one of the geoheritage site. Some of the sites in Andhra Pradesh are the volcanogenic bedded barites in Kadapa district, some of the natural geological archaeology of Tirumala in Chittoor district. Then you have the the formations in the Chittoor district as well. And in Gujarat, in Chhattisgarh, you have the lower Permian marine bed at the Surguja district. In Tamil Nadu, you have the fossil wood near Arcot district. You have the National Fossil Wood Park at Tiruchirappalli. Then you have the Charconite at St. Thomas Mountain. So these are some of the examples of geoheritage sites that have been identified by the GSI, and it protects them as well. Now the most important geological formation I told you is of the Himalayas. So though there are a list of the geoheritage sites by the GSI, but it did not have a particular law or a legislation to empower it, and also to empower the government to really protect the sites and also punish if there was any violation or destruction of these sites. And to achieve this intended intention, the government has brought out this bill for this very first time. So what does the bill say? What are the features of the bill? Let's see. Now, the Geological Survey of India, which has made the list of the sites, has given certain powers. So it can designate any area as a geoheritage site, and also remove the designation from any site which feels that it's not anymore a site of national importance among that. So it makes it possible for the union government to declare a geological site as being of national importance apart from that, and this would bring, these sites would come under the ambit of this law now. Once declared, the respondents who stay at that site, they have their 2 months time to air their grievances, or to complain, or to go to the court for their rights, etc. As a default, the bill includes 100 meters around the site to be as prohibited areas, and 200 meters around the site as a restricted area. Also, there won't be no construction, reconstruction, repair work of private property or buildings falling within the prohibited area will be allowed unless they have taken the permission of the GSI. So is this the first time now that we need to know whether the government has made such an initiative, and that too why now so late? I think almost after 74 years of independence, now we are thinking to protect the heritage sites. So let's look at what the government has previously done. So as early as in 2009, the government came up with the National Heritage Sites Commission Bill. So this was on the basis of recommendation of geologists. For years, the bill was sent to various committees and ministries, and it was dropped in 2016. In 2020, a group of geologists then drafted the Conservation of Geoheritage Sites and Development of Geoparks, which included sections for conservation, maintenance and protection of these monuments. And it was in April that year that the Ministry of Mines carried forward the suggestion and formed an internal committee, which then led to the Geoheritage Conservation and Geoparks Development Bill of 2020. And now it is the next proposed initiative that the government has done, and it is into the public domain. So there are certain concerns. Immediately as the bill was brought out into public domain, there were certain concerns aired by the geologists and also the paleontologists. Let us look at some of the concerns, 3 important ones, which is really important to analyze and to evaluate the performance of the bill. So first of all, the government says that the new bill gives the union government to denotify any geoheritage site if it believes that it ceases to be a site of national importance. And this has raised concerns from the geologists, because they say that no site can cease to be of national importance, because every piece of earth is important with regard to the mineral resources, and also we do not know what is hidden beneath the earth's surface. So they have raised a voice regarding this point. Second is that they give certain powers to the Geological Survey of India, which is actually a body within the below the Ministry of Mines, and its work is research and development and survey of minerals, and not to actually protect the geoheritage sites. And this particular job is very well done by the Archaeological Survey of India. And so there were criticisms that instead of giving this job of notifying and protecting and preserving and conserving the sites to Geological Survey of India, which is basically only a research and a surveying body under the Ministry of Mines, this function should actually be given to the Archaeological Survey of India, because it is already taking care of the national monuments in the country. The other criticism is said that the bill does not make any provisions for monuments that are covered under the Panchayat Extension to Scheduled Areas Act 1996, which is a local government act with regard to impose 73rd and 74th Amendment Act in the scheduled areas, that is the 5th scheduled areas and the areas dominated by the tribes. So it does not speak of any provisions regarding the monuments in these areas, and therefore it gives these regions special governance. This act gives these regions special governance system, and therefore it is very important to include these areas too within the ambit of this act. This is another criticism. And lastly, they say that the bill must include collaborations with the departments and give some powers to the state government as well, because at present most of the geoheritage monuments are being looked after by the state departments, and along with that the Geological Survey of India. So this was a very quick review and a few insights about the Geo-heritage Sites and Geo-relics Preservation and Maintenance of Monuments 2022 draft bill that is within the public domain very freshly just today. And immediately there was a slew of criticisms regarding giving powers to GSI, which is not a body to actually take care of the sites, and they are asking for Geological Survey of India to step in. So these were some of the criticisms which will help you to evaluate and follow the further news on this bill. I really hope that this information was helpful to you to lay the foundation for future understanding regarding this topic or this bill, as we have an important topic in GS paper 2 which says the policies of the government and various legislations as well. So if you did like, please do share, subscribe and comment to me, and I shall see you in my next post. And until then, as usual, it's happy learning.